Week 12 most important matchups. Chris, I am asking you the question. Here it is. The Lions have 37 wins on Thanksgiving, and the Cowboys have 31. Who has the third most wins on Thanksgiving? And I think I know the answer to this one before it's even typed in. Third most wins on Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. I'll go. I don't know this. I'm going to go the Washington football team. It's the Bears. That would have been my other guess.
Bears.
Yeah, that would have been.
I was thinking the Packers. But same idea because you would have played the Lions.
That's what I mean. That's what I was thinking. I was
yeah.
thinking of the teams that are in the division with the Lions or the Cowboys and have been around for a long time. That's why I went with them. But okay. All right, good. Go ahead. Get your first pick out of the way.
All right, I'm up, and there are plenty of good ones to choose from. I'm going to start with Lamar Jackson against the Pittsburgh defense, especially since he is undermanned in his running game. It's only his what is it? Is it his third career start against Pittsburgh? Remember last time, he only had one start against Pittsburgh, and it wasn't great, even though they won in overtime with Mason Rudolph and Duck Hodges both playing in that game that the Ravens won in overtime. This is his second crack this season at the Steelers. They outplayed the Steelers last time around, but lost to them. What Lamar Jackson does or doesn't do against that Pittsburgh defense is going to go a long way toward determining whether or not the Ravens win, because they're not going to have J.K. Dobbins. They're not going to have Mark Ingram. And who knows who else they may not have between now and tomorrow night, Chris.
No, you're right. It's a big game for the Ravens. There's a lot of pressure on Lamar Jackson, definitely. I mean, they're under a microscope in Baltimore right now with the way they lost last week, the Harbaugh, Vrabel thing, the COVID-19 short week. Holy cow. So I have a hard time thinking Lamar Jackson he'll have to play phenomenal football tomorrow night for them to beat the Steelers, on the road on Thanksgiving night. All right. I mean, I don't usually do this, but for the sake of this game, I will. I mean, because of Mahomes versus Brady, I got to go there. And I know they're not on the field at the same time, but this might be the last time we see them on the field together. In a matchup in a competitive football game like this. So that's big. And of course, with the stories that are surrounding the Bucs right now and, just the roller coaster of Brady and the offense, the Chiefs being the Kings in the Super Bowl, everybody expects to be the Super Bowl team again this year, all of those things. I find this a fascinating matchup. And I look at, Kansas City, again, they're showing their versatility on the offensive side of the ball. They can pressure the quarterback. What's that do to Brady? And what kind of answers does Todd Bowles have for Mahomes and their deep passing game? I think that's going to be that to me is probably the marquee game of the weekend. I'm very excited to watch that.
Yeah, that one's going to be great. And the Buccaneers have a chance to get back on the horse. They have not fared well in big spots this year. And if they lose that one, they fall to 7-5. They get their bye week after that. Then they got a 4-game push to try to get to the postseason. I've got several to choose from here. The one that fascinates me the most, the story of the week last week that we've forgotten about so far this week, Taysom Hill is the quarterback of the Saints. Well, we saw what the Broncos did to Tua Tagovailoa. So Taysom Hill versus Vic Fangio, seasoned, veteran, grizzled defensive coach. There's enough film out there of Taysom Hill from the past 4 years that maybe Fangio can figure out what to do to confuse him. We saw early in the game last week, Taysom Hill took a drop, held onto the ball a little too long, and got confused. I think with Taysom Hill, you always got to keep him on the move. I think decisions have to come quickly, and I think that if the defense takes away that first thing he wants to do on a given play, that could be enough to get him to freeze, and then maybe you can blow the whole thing up. But whatever they did to Tua, adjust it, focus it, see if they can get Taysom Hill to fall into the same trap where maybe he gets benched during the game. We saw it happen last week where Tua comes out for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Who knows? Maybe if the Broncos shut down the Saints offense, we see some Jameis Winston on Sunday. But that's a fascinating matchup to me. Can Taysom Hill make it 2-0 against not one of the best defenses in football, but one of the best defensive minds in football?
Yeah, that's right. It's Fangio and his game plans are always impressive. He never gets really exposed or anything like that. Defending Taysom Hill is a lot harder than defending Tua, though. I'm sorry to say that. That's where it's going to be. And of course the Saints offense in general is better than Miami too. I was really impressed with what I saw from Taysom Hill yesterday, watching that film back. Again, it wasn't perfect like you said, but damn, made some unbelievable throws, had some throws that were in normal rhythm, drop back, and you went, "Ooh, that looks good." really only had one dicey, careless decision down there that interception dropped around the goal line. But, that threat of their running game, because it can be dominant, and then the threat now of him being able to run, be also behind that run game, it makes him tough. It really does. And I like their little play action, let receivers get down the field, and he can run if he's got to and make it simple. So I'm with you, but I'm expecting the Saints win there all the way. All right, my next one, I'll go to Derrick Henry versus the Colts front seven. Hey, we know Tennessee is going through Derrick Henry. Not that it's got to be 100 yards every week, but anytime they start to get to 80 or 90, then you go to it's been effective enough. It's been effective enough to now where the play action pass to A.J. Brown and Corey Davis is going to be even more effective and gash you that way. The Colts are one of those defenses where they might be able to go, oh, yeah, you've run it 23 times and you only got 62 yards. That could be a very real thing. And that, to me, this is not about a 100-yard game. It's more about, does he get to around that 90 number? Then I'd go, ooh, the Titans are doing okay, and they're going to probably win the game. But if he's down in the 70s, high 60s, something like that, I'd go they're in trouble, and the Colts are probably going to win the football game. I'll be excited to see that.
Yeah, that's another great game this weekend. The Titans very anxious to get another crack at the Colts because the Titans were up 17-13, a couple of special teams miscues.
Yep.
Next thing you know, it's 27-17 Indianapolis. When I get ready for this segment, I look at the full slate of games, and I just wait for things to emerge.
Yeah.
And some of the games you look at and you say, there's really nothing there. When I saw Raiders at Falcons, it's like there's really nothing here. And then I remembered. John Gruden got fired in what essentially was a palace coup. They went to Raheem Morris and made sure he wanted the job before they fired John Gruden. Now, for the first time, it's Gruden versus Raheem Morris. And you know damn well that John Gruden is going to remember it, he's going to be motivated by it, and he's going to try to hang 50 on the Falcons if he can because of it. So, we haven't had any snide comments yet. Maybe we'll have them after the game. But this Gruden versus Raheem thing is going to have some potential heat because I think Gruden's probably still pissed off that he feels like he got stabbed in the back by a guy who was on his staff.
Well, yeah, and I know Raheem. There's no way he stabbed anybody in the back. That's just not what he does.
They came to him. They came to him and saw him.
Because they
know
knew,
what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You're right. I know.
They made sure he was going to take the job before they fired John.
I think they knew they were going to have a tough conversation with John, and that if it went the wrong way, that they might have to let him go, and that's why they had to do that. But either way, you're right, and John's going to say things to his team and get them motivated and go.
And he'll convince himself that he'll convince himself he got stabbed in the back.
Stole my job, freaking guy, and made my family have to move. Yes, he will. That's what competitors do. I have a pick left, right? Bakhtiari. I can never say his name. Versus Khalil Mack, because I just think that not only that matchup, but the pass protection for Aaron Rodgers. I don't expect them to be able to run the ball. If that front four can get to Rodgers, Chicago can make that game interesting. If Bakhtiari and that offensive line can handle the front four without extra help and doing things like that, then Green Bay will run away with it. But I think a lot of pressure on Mack in that front to disrupt that game and Rodgers.
Extra syllable in Bakhtiari. And two of the highest paid players at their positions. Bakhtiari, with the contract that he signed a couple of weeks ago, makes him the highest paid offensive lineman.
I played with his brother. What's worse is that I can't say his damn name. I mean, I played with his brother. That's how such an adult I am sometimes. Jeez.
Bakhtiari.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.